The Acting Brunch.
Hey, Haiesha, how are you?
Hello, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. I'm really good. So thanks for coming to chat to me today. Do you know what? We've been mates for a good few years now, haven't we?
Yeah.
We used to go to classes at DNA Performance Resource in Manchester, and yeah, and in the last couple of years since then, you've been a series regular and also one of the stars of TV show Hollyoaks, which has been awesome. And Um, I just wanted to chat to you. Everyone's like sort of path and journey and methods and all that kind of things are unique to them. But I always think there's little bits we can take from people to bits of inspiration and stuff. So I just really wanted to have a little chat to you about, yeah, your path up to then and a few other little bits and stuff as well. So um, for me,
Great.
I just wanted to ask you to start off cliche question, but where did your love for acting start? Was it a very young age, and yeah, just where did that passion start to begin for you?
It was a kind of happy accident. When I started out, I always said when I was little, and it's the most random thing, and I laugh about it now. I always said that I wanted to be a backup dancer. I don't know why just a dancer was appropriate. I don't know why a backup dancer was. I don't know where that came from. So that's what I wanted to do.
Okay,
Um, and I actually used to do ballroom dancing and salsa and tango and all that kind of stuff for a good 8 odd years growing up. So I was always doing something creative. And then I quit that, and then this application form came about, and it was so random how it came about. My dad found it and online, and it was an application for the Young People's Theatre Workshop at the Royal Exchange Theatre. Now that's basically the Young Company, and that was back in 2008. And I applied for it, and I was very shy at that point, and I probably still am. And my dad was like, "No, just apply. Come on, it'll be good for you. It'll be good to do something different outside of school and that kind of thing." So we applied, and unfortunately, I didn't get it. And I was gutted, and I was like, "All right, okay, it's fine." And then I got a phone call because somebody had to drop out, and then I got the place, and it kind of just started from there. It started from there, and then I just was doing these classes a couple of times a week, and on and off for probably about 6, 7, maybe probably 8 years on and off. I was doing stuff with the Royal Exchange just to kind of get that experience and to know what is this industry, what's acting, what's writing, what's directing. And I just built up as much experience and knowledge as I could from there. Yeah.
amazing. That's great. So like sort of training wise for you, like you went to different sort of classes around the Manchester area, I take it, and
Yeah.
yeah, so you went to what classes did you go to? Because we met at DNA in Manchester. Was you going to what was your training like just before you got to DNA?
Before I got to DNA, what year is it now? I think I've probably been going to DNA for about 8 years. Yeah, 8, 9 years. It's just crazy to say.
This is
It's
good.
crazy to say. And I always say that when I started, there's a handful of us which are OGs because we've been there from the beginning. But I clearly haven't been there from the beginning, but I feel like I have. But anyway, I think I was at uni then. So I started out at the Royal Exchange. From there, I went to, and I was doing all my education. I went to school, I went to college, I went to uni. Um, I went to Contact Theatre and was part of their young company. But I went to Salford University. So I did a higher national diploma in media performance, which was for 2 years.
Okay.
And then I did a drama and theatre degree, which was for 2 years. Because of the diploma, you could go straight into the second year. So I basically did 4 years at uni, and in all that time of my education, I was just doing any class I could do. I was going to DNA. I was part of the television workshop Salford. I was part of a writing class at the Royal Exchange. And then I think probably around that time I started out in the Young Company for Contact Theatre as well. So I was literally doing anything and anything. And I probably around that time I was probably had like one day off in the evening, and that was it, because I was always jumping from one project to the next or to uni to the next. to just keep going.
That's amazing, but that's it. You were immersing yourself into it and really just getting every single
Yeah.
thing that's dropped that you could of knowledge. That's so cool. So like you just mentioned about writing and stuff as well. Is that something that's we'll go back to that in a moment, but like but the writing side of things, do you still write to this day? Is this something that you have a bit of a passion for too?
Yeah, I started writing, so I did one of the writing courses, I think it was at the Royal Exchange years ago, and I was so new at that point. I didn't know many playwrights, and we'd obviously read different plays each week to talk about writing styles and how a writer portrays characters and that kind of thing and stories. And from then, I started writing my first play, and I never finished it. I've not finished it yet. So I'm actually going back to it, and hopefully I will finish it one day, which is nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, I kind of write spoken word and poetry pieces, and I'm
Okay.
by like no means perfect. Um, and I did a project called Climate of Fear with Contact, and it was part of their Flying Solo Festival. And I actually wrote a big spoken word piece that was very personal, and I really want to go back to that. But over lockdown, it's been really nice to go back to my writing. And to just unravel your thoughts, and like I'm no mind like a perfect, I'm not a poet, but I think it's really great to access the industry in that way. Like when I'm probably going off tangent here, but when there we go, I've said it already. I think it's really great to get different aspects um, of this industry in terms of acting, in terms of writing, in terms of directing, because I think each form takes you into a new light of how this industry works
Yeah.
and how each story works and characters and that kind of thing. So I think it's really great to have different, I don't know how to describe it, different pieces of you that you can go back to, and
100%.
work on.
Oh, absolutely. No, fantastic. Absolutely. So from in terms of you would like getting an agent and stuff,
Mhm.
did you have an agent in your early days when because whoever your agent you with now, is that someone you've been with always been with, or did you have somebody before that as well when you were training?
No, so my agent is my first agent, and I've been with her for 6 years now. I got my agent when I was in my final year at uni. An audition came about, and I think the audition came. I think it was an open call when I was part of the television workshop Salford, and this casting call came about, and it was a role for an ITV TV movie for Peter Pan, and it was a massive project. I don't know how I got the audition, and I got to the final stage where it became me or this other girl, and the other girl got it. And at that time, that casting director was really helping me with agents and stuff, and she was helping me about who to contact and all that kind of thing. So I had that knowledge of who to go to, and then at the same time I did a short film with the television workshop Salford that I was putting out to agents, and that's where it came about. And my agent wanted a meeting off the back of that straight away, but it was only from that audition that I was like, oh, okay, this is serious now. It's time to get an agent.
Yeah,
That I really realised that that's the next step in where I need to go, in my journey.
absolutely, 100%.
Yeah,
That's so cool. That's so cool. Like you got the way it happens through that, Uh,
yeah, yeah,
so good.
definitely. And I'd probably add as well, like, which I think will be obviously really insightful for some people, that audition really impacted on me. Whenever I audition for something that I don't get, I don't like to watch it. I don't like to know anything about it, because I always imagine, and the overthinker in me, and any actor always does this, is that could have been me.
Yeah,
That could have been me. That could have been where I am. And I learned so many lessons from that audition, to just, that's an audition. There's the next stage.
yeah,
Think about the next job and the next gig. And I just thought that would be insightful, that, that's where my headspace was at by then. And I was really gutted about it, because I could have worked with Stanley Tucker. and as a big Hollywood actor. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna get this, and then I didn't. You know.
That's so
But
true. It's these things that people see that it's the which I wouldn't even say it's a, I wouldn't say setback. I would say, you know, it's the lot or loss really, because it ended up becoming a win. But
yeah,
it's also, it's these little sort of moments that people don't see. You know, it's the sides where you do feel it sets you back, or it makes you feel down, or wherever, that kind of stuff.
yeah,
And that's important. Everyone gets them, and
mm,
it's important, as you said, to keep on going. And the next, you know, round the corner is the next opportunity for you.
yeah.
Um, so with auditions, did you have you got your opportunity for Hollyoaks? Did you get that pretty quick after you got your agent, or did you have to go through quite a few steps before then?
Yeah, it was quite a while, to be honest. I think it was probably a year and a half later I got the audition for Hollyoaks, and I think I graduated from uni. I want to say it was 20. Yeah, it was 2015. God, I'm showing my age here because I'm forgetting already. um, I graduated from uni in 2015. I got my agent probably at the start of my third year at uni. So start of 2015, I think it was, and yeah, at that time I was in the university showcase, and everyone was getting ready to do two scenes, which were obviously diverse. So mine was serial drama and comedy, because I feel like that's my strengths as an actor. So I did two very different scenes, and I was ready to put that out into to send it to agents and to invite them to come to the showcase and stuff.
Yeah.
But before I was about to do that, my short film came through, and then that's how it came about. So I luckily bagged my agent before I kind of needed to beg, in a way, to come to my showcase, come and see what I'm about, you know. So I think it worked well in that case, but I was very naive when I got my agent, and I was very like, yes, I've got my agent, that's it, I'm going to go, I'm going to get loads of jobs, I'm going to get loads of auditions, I'm going to ace it. And that was probably the driven me, the so optimistic and positive, like, yes, I can do this, I can do this. And obviously I didn't think about the bigger picture. And my first year looking at it all, I thought I was doing quite well. I didn't bag a job, which was a shame, but it was okay. I was fine about it. I was settled with it because I was keeping myself busy in the meantime, doing different projects again. And I thought I was doing all right in terms of the auditions that I got. And I thought I got quite a few. And my agent was like, no, I don't think you've had enough. I think you should have got more. And that's when, you know, I understood a bit more, and any audition can just be based on looks. You know, it's not always about your talent. It can just be, if you're not the right hair color, you don't match to the people that they've already cast. It can be tiny little things. And that's when I obviously really realized. And so yeah, I was probably with my agent for probably a year and a half, and then the Hollyoaks gig came through, and I was auditioning for that job for about 3 months. I
Wow.
think it was, yeah, which is, in terms of auditions, that's obviously a very long time. And that was because the Hollyoaks at the time were bringing in a full Asian family, you know. So it wasn't just the one character. We all had to naturally match to each other, and how you work together and that kind of thing. So yeah, it was a really long process. But it was exciting. It was exciting just because I've never really got that far before. I think apart from that ITV movie, that was just the second time that I've even got so close. And obviously I'm realizing, oh my God, I might get this.
Yeah,
I might actually get this. And then you know, then your mind starts overthinking again, and then you take next level, and then your head's all the way over the road, and you're like, okay, bring it back now, bring it back.
yeah.
Let's be realistic here.
Absolutely. Oh yeah. I mean, that's why I asked you that as well, because it just shows the, like, you know, because people, it didn't just work out for you straight away. It's perseverance, and like that time from the initial, from like the Peter Pan audition to getting your agent, and then, you know, and other auditions you've had, and you're still grafting and grinding away in the meantime, and then it just happens, and you just got to stick with it, and not you know, not be too disheartened. As you said, things like, it's not always it can be, sometimes it's not your acting ability that is not going to get you job. Sometimes it could be just the smallest little thing, and it's just dead. It's not personal. It's just, business. We get on with it, and your chance will come. But that's amazing.
Yeah.
So when you got that Hollyoaks gig, because it was such a, you said, a new family coming in, so it's not just going in for like a day player role or online or something. It's going to be, whether it be a long term, but long term or longer term. Uh, what was that feeling like? How did you handle that at first? Like when you first sort of went?
Um, it was crazy because as any actor knows, 99% of the auditions you don't get, and that 1% you do, and that's your massive win, and that takes you to next levels yet you don't realize at the time, but in the long run it really does. And I when I was being optimistic and naive, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to ace this and everything, I'm going to get loads of auditions and I'll be fine.
Mm.
And then obviously it clicks, and I had to get I had a retail job, and I was drama facilitating. So I was basically kind of a drama teacher. So that was my income. That was taking me forward, and that was basically what I was doing alongside trying to get auditions and to subsidise training fairs and everything. That was, my my income in a way. So I was literally probably working um, drama facilitating at Contact. Then I did a project with Z Arts and a primary school. So I was literally going back and forth to do these little jobs and teaching drama, because I'm very about giving back what I've learned to young people and our next generation and stuff. So yeah, I was actually at a drama facilitation training day when I got the call that I got Hollyoaks.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was really crazy because I was going to the next level in my drama facilitation, and I got my arts award certificate. So I was able to, at the time, I was able to teach arts award, and I was going step further and further into that. And this is where I've come full circle, and I always remember that day because a company called Odd Arts, who talk about social issues and everything in Manchester, and they go into prisons and they talk to vulnerable young people, and they really do groundbreaking projects. And they ran that drama facilitation workshop, and I've come full circle because I'm now a patron for them.
Wow.
Which is crazy to say, but it was mad because I was learning about drama facilitation and how I can put all this work into in to young people. And then I got the call, and I remember I was upstairs in Z Arts, and I just came out of that room where he was teaching, and I just ran around. I just ran around that hallway, and I was like, oh my God, I've got it. Oh my God, I've got it. I can't believe it. And do you know what? It was because I was pushing, and all those months of, am I going to get it? Am I not going to get it? Am I going to get it? And yeah, I think I was in a really crazy position. And obviously this doesn't happen for a lot of actors, but I had two theatre jobs in the lineup at that point. And I've come from a theatre background. I was doing a lot of theatre, and I wanted to take the next step. And I was like, I want to do something TV now. I
Yeah.
want to see if anything comes about. So obviously Hollyoaks did. And Hollyoaks was still undecided whether or not, I was going to get the job, whether whoever was getting casted or auditioning was going to get the job. So I had to make that decision what I was going to do. And Hollyoaks was like, we're really interested in you, but the two theatre projects needed to know what was going on. And I took a chance.
Yeah.
Took a chance, and it paid off.
Wow.
And I had to release those two theatre jobs, and yeah, I took a chance, and I got Hollyoaks.
Fantastic.
But that was why I was running around, because I was like, okay, that risk has paid off,
Yeah, exactly. You roll the dice and go, and it's the
Yeah,
release, isn't it? Oh, especially
yeah,
that, as you said, it's unusual for such a long time as well, for the process
yeah.
of it. So, oh, fantastic. When you started working, you doing your Hollywood show, you start to appear on television then, and then there's going to be a point where you start to get recognized by people, and obviously things like social media as well. People are going to be wanting to, because when you're in a soap, it's like, it's people, there's super fans of soaps, you know, and
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
their life, you know, it's their escapism. Every single night you're on TV all the time. What was it like at first dealing with that kind of thing? You know, seeing people who recognize you and also on social media. Was it overwhelming at some point, or was it something
Oh
you?
God, yeah. Yeah, definitely. Like they kind of prepare you of how it blows up.
Yeah,
And I say blows up because it does. And when I got announced, that was just crazy. And I was sitting on this for a long time. I didn't tell anyone apart from my parents. And I think I got announced in April 2017 and I started the job in January. So in terms of it, that was a really long time and I jumped straight in. Um, and yeah, when I got announced when I was on screen, it's a weird feeling. Like it's so mad. And I always remember it because my phone just kept buzzing off, off, off. And then, my friends are talking to me and messaging me and stuff. And it was really heartwarming. And then when I watched the first episode, I was at home and all my family came round, and it wasn't a win just for me, but it was a win for my family. Because I'm the first in my family to do acting, I'm the first in my family to do anything in this industry. So it was a win for them as well because they don't know anything about this industry, they don't understand it, they don't know the struggles and stuff like that. And so yeah, it was just like that progression. And then you know, my new friends that I made on Hollyoaks were telling me about it, and they were like, "Oh yeah, yeah, just wait till you get on screen, just wait till that." And I was like, "All right, yeah, whatever, it doesn't matter." And then I did, and then I got a fan page, and then it was just like, "Oh my God!" And then people were like, "Oh my God, I love you so much," and I was like, "What? But I don't know you. What? Okay, thank you so much." And I tell you, to this day, the Hollyoaks fans are the best. They are so supportive. They are just next level. Like any events that any of our cast go to, they're always there. They're always commenting, they're always supporting. And that is what brings the show the fans. They're just the best. And yeah, it was mad. And then getting recognized and going out anywhere. And yeah, it's just a really mad feeling. And what's funny actually now is people think that my sister is me because we look so alike.
right.
And
Okay.
they do double takes, and like, and my sister knows, and she's like, "Oh yeah, yeah." They think it's my sister and stuff, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, yeah." This is me, not her, and all that kind of stuff. And I think I have had that a few times when people have thought when I'm out with my sister, they think it's my sister and not me, and
Yeah,
then
yeah,
they realise, and I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah."
brilliant.
So, but I get really shy. I just get really shy because I'm just me doing a job, and
Yeah.
that's all I see it as. I don't see it as a public figure or an inspiration to someone. I'm just doing a job, and if I obviously impact on someone, inspire them, or make change, that obviously that's amazing as well.
Oh, absolutely. And I think you have as well, because especially it's been great that you've been able to, the character not just being in a soap, because I suppose when you're going in, even if it's a long-term character, you don't know how long, but you've managed to sustain that for so long, which is great. You've been involved in some great storylines over the years, and really socially important storylines, stories that it's important that they've been told, from being the character being loss of hearing, self-harming, heart conditions, all that kind of stuff, and a lot more, by the way. How do you prepare for these kind of things for when you've got like a big storyline coming up? Is there a lot of research yourself that goes into it? I assume you'll always get help from the team and stuff, but for yourself, what sort of process do you use?
Yeah, I as an actor, I probably think I am a perfectionist.
Yeah.
Like everything has to mean something for me. So even if me playing Yaz, if she's got some props in her hand or she's messing with her hair or whatever, everything means something for me. And everything has to mean something for me and why my character's doing this, that, and the other. So yeah, I'm very particular sometimes, and I do try and refrain from that. But I think it's just because I'm so passionate about it, and I want to make sure that I'm doing a good job, and what I'm doing and what I'm portraying for the character is believable. So any storyline that I get, and I've been so blessed to have such amazing storylines, and it's great to obviously as well represent because there's not many Asian characters in soaps. There's not many Asian characters in mainstream programs or anything. So it's really important for me to represent at the end of the day as well. But in any storyline, I always research. And if I don't know anything, I'm always in the script office. Or before COVID, I was always in the script office. Or I was talking to producers. I was talking to our research team, and especially some of the storylines. And when Yaz had the heart condition, I spoke to somebody who had cardiomyopathy, what Yaz did have before she had a heart transplant. With the deafness storyline, I spoke to charities, I spoke to people, I researched so much, and I just want to make sure, obviously, like whatever I'm getting as a storyline, I give it my everything. So I have to make sure that whatever I'm saying is believable. And yeah, and Hollyoaks have been really supportive, and anything obviously that we do need, they can sort that out and link people and charities and stuff that we can talk to. So it's really great. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Do you get much say like yourself in your like sort of character, because your character's got such a unique style and she's so cool. You have as well yourself, you know, you've got your own cool style, and do you get much say in that, or is that something, because you obviously the character is she's always been played by you. There's a lot of you probably in here, but obviously you'll have your similarities. What sort of say do you get into a style, etc.?
Yeah, it's mad. Like I love it. I absolutely love Yaz's style. Like it's just mad. It's just mad, and anything goes, and I'm here for it. Like, I do kind of get a say in it, but I say that because my costume team knows my character now. That I don't have to sort of turn around and go, oh, I don't think she'd wear that. I don't see Yaz in this. And I don't have to say that, you know, at the beginning, we were both like our costumes team and me, we were both discovering what is Yaz, who is Yaz. And at the time, she wasn't called Yaz, she was called Yasmin. And that's how much she's changed. And we were both discovering, you know, what kind of character is she, what's she like, and the sass in it. And you know, Yaz is big, she's bold, she's sassy, she's just no filter, she just says it how it is. And it's so refreshing, because sometimes when I have an off day and I just don't feel it and I'm not in it, she just brings it out, and she brings out the positiveness, and she's just so blunt, and it's just like, okay, yeah, it's fine, I'm back. And yeah, like some of my costumes, I think I had one, I was in on Monday, and for Yaz, it's just normal, like it's just a standard costume, but for anybody else that would be like a glam costume, for example. And it was just like, you just see it and I'm like, I love it, that's Yaz, that's so Yaz, going for that, I love it. And I'd have many occasions with our head of costume, Laura Pollard, and we just talk about it, and she showed me these costumes and I'm like, oh my god, I love it, I can see it, you know. And it's just, I can see the sass. And I always say, you know, me getting into my costume, me with the beehive, which I'm not able to do at the moment because I have to do my own hair and makeup. So the beehive is gone. But me, you know, our makeup team doing the beehive on me, on my hair, was essences of me getting into character. So with the hair and makeup, with the costume, that was my process of me getting into the character, so that when I get on set, I'm ready. I'm in my character now. You know, it's not just okay switching it on. And in a way, it is, but that was my process. But yeah, like some people do say, "Oh yeah, that's you. That's not Yaz." And sometimes my sister does pick up on that, and I'm like, "No, it's not. No, it's not." But I don't know, you know, obviously I am playing that character, but I don't think I'm as brave in terms of style as she is.
Right.
So, I don't think so.
Oh, love it, love it. Well, so like obviously with you mentioning then about doing your hair, obviously the way the world is at the moment,
Yeah.
that must be, was that difficult to adapt to for yourself in terms of going to like socially distanced filming and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah. Well, socially distanced filming is just it's crazy. Like I'm so blessed, you know, obviously at the end of the day I've got a job and we're able to continue filming under the guidelines and everything, but it is very different. And I kind of, which went on screen. I've had my biggest scenes where Yaz is a married woman now, and it's so crazy to say that. So we had a lot of, oh my God, I love you so much. Oh my God, I love you too, from 2 meters away, and you know, that intimacy, and trying to master that intimacy is very challenging when you're 2 meters away, because you just naturally want to give him a hug, or there has to be a kiss in there, but there's no, because you can't touch, you can't go near each other. So that's really new. And because of the ever-changing COVID, at the beginning when we first came back, makeup were allowed to do our hair. So I was all right. And before we went back to work, I was stressing like mad. And I was like, because it's a work of art, the Beehive. There's a method in its madness, and it is a work of art. It really is. And people will laugh at me saying this, but it really is.
Yeah.
And all over the first lockdown, I was worrying, you know, like, oh my God, how am I going to do this Beehive? How am I going to achieve it? And then I spoke to our head of makeup, and I was like, you know, what am I going to do? And she was like, don't worry, we can do it. And I was like, oh, thank God for that. Thank God. Because I'm not a professional. I could just about put my hair in a bobble, and that's as far as it goes. So I was like, okay, thank you. And from then, you know, we had to do our own makeup. And I was a bit nervous about that, because I'm not amazing at doing makeup, because I just do minimal makeup. I don't like to wear it because I like to keep my skin just natural and breathe and everything like that, you know, when I'm not filming. But no, at the moment, we have to do our own hair and makeup now. So as it's changed, we have to do our own hair. But because of the Beehive is such a masterpiece, I really can't create it. And because I've got such long hair, it's just impossible because I'm so petite. So yeah, so it's changed. And I kind of been saying at the moment, she's a married woman now, so that's why she's got a new look slightly.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Maybe the Beehive will come back. But yeah, at the moment, we're doing our own hair and makeup, so it's a challenge, but I'm ready. I've been doing it for a while now. But it does get difficult because obviously we're not professionals, and we've got our makeup artist still in the room with us, talking to us,
Yeah, it
and
does.
they'll say, try this or do that. And I really give credit to some of our cast who have to do SFX makeup, because that is a skill. And any cuts or anything like that they have to do, that I've not had that, thank God. Don't know how I'd achieve that, but some of our cast have really, that's a big challenge. Yeah.
Do you know what? It's so good that, I mean, you're doing an excellent job of it, and it's so good that the industry is able to work around these kind of things, and yeah, it's bringing new challenges to actors, of course, as you said, some new skills learned, but it's
Yeah.
so glad that we're able to push forward with it, and at some point, hopefully, we'll be back to whatever normality is at some stage with it.
Yeah, well, that's it. Yeah, we're hoping.
Oh yeah, fingers crossed. See what happens. But so outside of outside of your job, your main job with Hollyoaks, what do you like to do outside wise in terms of for yourself to escape from that? What type of things do you like to do when to escape from the world of work?
Well,
Broad.
like everyone, I love a bit of a binge, a Netflix binge,
Oh yeah.
and that's current, whatever everybody's talking about. Um, but yeah, I have taken up running at the moment, which I never thought I'd do. But I've always been really into my fitness, even before I got Hollyoaks and everything. I've always been passionate about going to the gym or anything like that and keeping active. But I think over the first lockdown, and that frustration of the gyms are opening, they're closing again, they're opening, just that, I really miss the gym right now. So I took up running, and just fitness has just been so important for me at the moment that it's just kept me going. And I think that's the only thing that's been keeping me going at the moment through any of these lockdowns, to just keep active. I've really become a new person. I've taken up yoga, which I never thought I'd do. So I'm conquering some challenges that I'd really always push away from and go, nah, I'm not doing that. No, mate, not at all. And now I'm like, yeah, I'm pro, I'm an athlete. I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, quality. Brilliant.
No.
But no, it's a great,
Yeah.
that's a great mindset though. Great mindset.
Well, I think it is, because as well, like I have had moments, we shouldn't shy away from it. I've had moments where these lockdowns have really hit hard, and like I've ended up crying and stuff, and it is really difficult because you can't go anywhere, you can't do anything. But then I've always said from the first lockdown, this is the time we never knew we needed. And I
Yes.
think it's really important because it's the time that it's made us really think about what is going on in our bodies. Where are you at the moment? Where do you want to take yourself? And to just stop and realize everything, and what is possible, what can you access on the internet, what can you learn, what can you change. So I think it's not it's obviously not a great situation that we're in, but it's a great time to self-reflect
So
and to
true.
see, what's next and stuff.
Yeah, no, perfectly put. Perfectly put. So going on from that, then, what advice would you give for actors who are probably feeling quite disheartened with the, with 2020 and sort of the lockdowns and what's happened, as they're trying to get themselves, keep themselves going, and as the industry starts to pick up again, what would you say to them to sort of what would you say is the most important things to focus on? You've touched on focusing on yourself. What would you say for sort of specifically acting wise for actors?
I'd definitely say don't compare yourself to anybody else.
Love
Do
it.
not do that at all, because that's when it's the self-destruct button starts pressing, and then that's it. Then you can't get out, and it's not nice. And I've done that many times, um, and it isn't nice. Um, but as well, don't be so hard on yourself because everybody is in this position. The whole world is in this position. It's not just us. And if, like, obviously New Zealand are doing it the right way and
Yeah.
they've got freedom now and they're at festivals, and I'm so jealous. And obviously, you can't help but compare and wish you were there, but
Mm.
you've just got to, not compare yourself to anybody, and to just think, a lot of people are in the same position, so don't be so hard on yourself, and you're doing your best you can. And if you can get up out of bed in the morning, that's an achievement in itself.
Yes.
And that's a massive achievement in itself. And I've really noticed that because I did have a blip where I was really down and I didn't want to do anything. I didn't want to get up. I didn't want to eat. I didn't want to watch anything. And I was really, really like upset. And I think it just really got to me because it was just like, how are we going to get out of this lockdown? How are we going to get out of this? When can I go out again? When can I see my friends? When can I do something that isn't a curfew? You got to be home by 10 o'clock or anything like that, And I think it's just if you can get up out of bed in the morning, then that is an achievement, and little steps make a massive difference. So I hope that's useful.
No, 100%. Amazing. I'm glad you said that, especially with the comparison thing, because I think a lot of people do that. A lot of like friends, active friends I've spoken to, have said like they're seeing other people putting things on social media and thinking, oh, I'm not doing enough. I'm not doing, and it puts them right down. But what you've just said is so true. Don't compare yourself, and getting out of bed, especially in this time, what's going on, it's everyone in the world's been affected somehow, just to keep on keep on going in there. And that's so true, so true.
Yeah,
Thank
God, yeah. In the first lockdown, I was very so looking at some of my active friends who were always picking up a new skill or something else, and I was like, oh my God, I need to do that. Then I need to keep busy and do that, and then I didn't, and I thought, no, it's okay. I don't have to do that. I don't have to prove a point. I don't have to do it because they're doing it. Whatever's comfortable for you, just do you,
yeah.
and that's enough.
Oh, 100%. So who are your like inspirations or your I'd say idols, inspirations, mentors, there's or whatever you want to call them, in terms of like what also have helped you with your career, but what people, or is it people, whether it's people or people who you don't know, famous people who are your sort of like inspirations for you in your career and life so far?
Um, this is going to sound so cliche, but my inspirations are my mum and my dad and my sister. I really struggled growing up and in my teenage years because I've got eczema. So I really struggled back then, and that set me back a lot when I was growing up.
Yeah.
So acting has really helped me to come out of that and to focus on something else other than scratching, which is crazy to say. And I've fully, where I was then to where I am now is crazy. So my my family are really my massive inspiration, because they've always gone out of their way to do stuff for me. If I've gone to any different project when I was training, they'd pick me up no matter what time it was. So yeah, and they just, my parents are self-employed, and my parents had a shop, an off license, so I grew up in an off license, and I don't really talk about it, so I don't know why I've just randomly popped in my head, but that's why my dad and my mum and my sister were very driven, and especially my dad. It was a pretty rough area where we had our shop, and they just brought me up to have thick skin and to, you know, not take any rubbish from anyone and to stand up for yourself and to be really driven. And I think that's what's helped me to keep going, and especially in this industry, you know, and as they say, the thick skin, but just take everything as it comes and don't be too harsh on yourself, like I said before. So yeah, so my family are big inspirations, but I think as well, Riz Ahmed, Michaela Cole, Mira Sayal, are big inspirations for me, because they are people of colour, obviously, especially, that are paving the way. And I'd like to say that in a way I am paving the way for our next generation and for young women like me, to do that, because you don't see a lot of people of colour. And I'm always saying, you know, when I get the opportunities to go to awards and stuff, and I love to wear traditional wear, because I love to represent my culture. And I think it's really important, because not a lot of people, you know, are in this industry, and sometimes acting in this industry is quite frowned upon in an Asian culture. So it's nice to like ages ago, I had this instance where I was going somewhere, I was shopping, and then this person turned around and was like, "You're doing it for the culture, you're doing right. Thank you for being there." And it was really nice, because it made me like, okay, right, I am representing other people now. I am representing Asian women. I'm representing my culture. And it was just a really nice feeling. But it's great to have, obviously, inspiration that they're paving the way for it to shine light on us in a way, if that makes sense.
Oh, absolutely. No,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
true, so true.
I
Well, absolutely. And you are doing that, you know, you are doing that. So
hope so.
definitely, and you keep on doing that. But listen, Haiesha, wait, I could talk to you all day about the business and stuff, and it's been absolutely lovely to chat to you. And thanks so much for you know letting us into to you know how you do your thing, and I'm proud of you as a friend, seeing you smashing it on Hollyoaks, and whatever your future and your career holds, you're going to absolutely nail it. And I want to hear about you getting back to that writing as well, finishing your playing stuff off too. So
Thank
that's
you.
great. Well, yeah. So thanks for your time today, and yeah, and I will speak to you very soon.
Thank you. Speak to you soon. Bye bye.
Bye bye.